Will the Lions be dethroned? Will the Bears avoid another horrible collapse? Will the Packers be able to actually get that Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre season out of Jordan Love? Or will the Vikings actually be a legitimate team come the end of the year with J.J. McCarthy at the helm? Who knows? Find out next.
Welcome back to the James and Dame Show. I'm Josiah.
And I'm Will.
And today we're going to go over the NFC North with our floors and ceilings because, I want to see how close our predictions are because for the most part, our predictions have been pretty close to each other, floor and ceiling wise. There's been a couple wide variety, but other than that, we've been pretty close in predictions. There's got to be at least one team where we disagree on, but we'll see. To start off, we have the Chicago Bears, the Bears.
The
off-season champs.
Yet
again.
Right,
boy.
Let's see who you start the year, Vikings, Lions, then you go off to the host the Cowboys, off to Vegas, then Washington, host the Saints. So they have to play AFC North, obviously NFC North, AFC North. Let's see, who else do they play? They're the NFC East, AFC North, NFC East, plus 49ers, Saints, and Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
So, finishing last in your division, really
probable again.
Well, I was saying helpful with the, how helpful is it really? You're still stuck with the 49ers, and then you get the Saints and Browns, which are two decent games. Or not. It's not what never mind. You know what
All right.
You know what I mean.
Anyway.
You know what I'm talking about.
So, for the Bears, I want to say this one might be actually one of the hardest ones to gauge, only because with all this talent that they have accumulated over the last couple of years, you would think they would finally put pieces together and make some push for a playoff run, or at least a playoff appearance. Mm-hmm. Still have not done that yet. Obviously, Caleb Williams can't, do it all, especially after a team like that and a coaching staff that he had. Oh my gosh. I kind of feel bad for him, I'm not going to lie. However, Ben Johnson, he has become the head coach for the Chicago Bears. I don't know what to expect, honestly. Mostly because, remember, not every player translates well into the NFL. Exhibit A, Trevor Lawrence. I don't know, honestly. I can see somewhere between 5 and 12 again as their floor. Their ceiling, though, and it's going to be like a fight for it, but maybe 9-10 wins. Like, they don't do very well, like in the sense of the playoff picture. But if they really try, they could definitely make like a 7th seed appearance if they really put enough work into it. Because there's still a bunch of winnable games. Raiders, Saints, New York, Cleveland.
I mean, yeah, when you
toss up between San Francisco, Cincinnati, like there's still games they can win.
It's going to come down to how much of an improvement is Ben Johnson. Because last year's team should have been better than they were. We saw that through the first 6 games, that they were a potentially good team, but they completely fell apart. And a lot of that goes to coaching and everything, and the higher ups and everything. You need to get this needs to be the right hire.
It has to be.
Because otherwise, you don't know what you're doing with Caleb. You don't know what a lot of this team is doing, and you're not going to have any direction going forward. You need this to be the right coach. Now, can Ben Johnson be the right coach? I think he can make that offense really good, which is what we expected. Last year was a good offense, and it was really sloppy.
Yes.
But I think Ben Johnson is a much-needed improvement. I think he's got some good weapons in there. So I'm, again, looking at how the team was last year. If it was the same coaching staff as last year, I would agree with you completely. 5-12 or even 4-11, or not 4-11, 4-13 as a floor. But we've seen how much coaching staffs can change things with the Commanders.
Yes.
Obviously, again, you still got Jaden Daniels, which was huge. But coaching staffs change a lot. Caleb is a talented quarterback. Is he going to be a good quarterback? We still have to see, but he is talented. I think I'm going to put some faith in Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to bump their ceiling up to 7-10. Or not their ceiling, their floor. Pardon me.
Okay.
Their floor up to 7-10.
Okay.
And their ceiling, a nice and competitive 11-6. Because if Ben Johnson is the guy for Chicago to lead that team from the sidelines and really get the most out of Caleb Williams, they do have a talented offense.
They do.
Their defense has been pretty good. It might not be the greatest this year with some changes.
Yeah.
But if you can protect Caleb Williams, which they've made a big effort to, if you can get the best out of Caleb Williams, you've put a lot of pieces around him, you get to actually assess Caleb Williams this year at least. And I think that's huge for them. But I do think with Ben Johnson at least getting enough out of the offense, this can be a 7-10 to 11-6 team. Now it's a big if.
Yeah.
One that they've not gotten right often lately.
Mm-hmm.
But that is where I'll have them, is 7-10 to 11-6.
All right. So now we have the Lions.
Yes.
Looking at their schedule.
You get same teams plus Buccaneers, Rams, and who was that other team that they get? Chiefs?
Yep.
Chiefs is going to be rough.
It's at KC as well.
It's in KC.
I will say, with the departure of Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, Detroit might not look the same. Still has all that talent. Nothing's changed there. Maybe a couple of pieces. Hutchinson is back, but he's fully healthy.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is that their coaches have changed. Coaching schemes can definitely change an attitude or production of a team, or at least influence it. I'm curious to see how well the Lions do. I can probably put their floor at 10-7. Their ceiling at like 13 wins. Like, they're still going to be really good. They're not going to fall off a cliff. At least it's the hope that they don't. But losing Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn is going to hurt.
Potentially.
And if they don't get injured.
Yeah. I don't expect them to kind of be to be the team that's injury ridden all year again.
No. It changes teams.
We hope that that's obviously the case. Looking at this team, I think they can still be really good. I do agree they're going to look very different.
Yes.
But I feel like we might see a little bit more traditional offense. defense needs to step up.
Big time.
Yeah, they need to actually be like a good defense, and it'll be interesting to see how those coordinators step in. The new coordinators step in, because defense they need to get their stuff together. And again, last year was injury.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't blame the defense last year because that was all injury, and they were working with third and fourth stringers. So,
But I mean, and looking at this offense, I feel like it's just going to be a very explosive offense. You have a lot of explosive pieces. Running back room is great. Receiver room, I don't know how much you've seen of Tesla from his preseason games, but he's been pretty impressive.
I've seen a couple things.
I've liked what I've seen out of him. But as far as... So it's really going to come down to that defense and I think your offensive coordinator, because Ben Johnson was very highly praised for how he ran that offense.
Yeah. I mean, you can't ask for a better offensive coordinator like that.
Well, we'll see how good of a coach Dan Campbell is when he doesn't have those two, because he's always been like, Dan Campbell's a great coach, but he has two really good coordinators. So who's really
running the team?
Yeah, who's really doing well? Who's really running the show?
Is he a hype man or is he an actual good coach?
So, and that'll be the interesting thing. And I think they could take a step. I could see them taking a step back.
They definitely do, just a little bit. They're not as dominant as last year at 15-2. What it was?
15-2, yeah.
Yeah, they don't get back up to 15 wins. They don't even sniff 14 at all. 13 is probably the max I could see them going. Yeah. Let's see here. We got.
I could see. This might be a little controversial, but I actually have their floor kind of around 8 and 9. I could see a drop off this year.
Anything is possible with this team. So,
but again, your schedule is not super kind, and again, that's what you expect when you win the division. Your division competition is getting better. All right, based off the Packers last year, I think the Packers are expected to be a little bit better. Vikings, I think, will be better, and Bears.
Who knows?
I mean,
I expect the Packers and Vikings to put up a lot better of a fight this time around.
And Bears.
Yeah, and
I would expect the Bears too.
Yeah,
because
for once
you got Bears post collapse.
Yeah,
if you're the Lions, it was very fortunate for you. So yeah, I have floor 8 and 9, ceiling 12 and 5.
Fair.
I don't like. I think it's, again, you have a tough schedule and a competitive division. You're hoping the Bears suck again.
Yeah.
But I'm expecting some steps back, and I'm expecting some inconsistent play. Jared Goff, he's a good quarterback, but maybe see a little bit of not as good of a year this year. You're relying on a lot of pieces, I think, and I see it being tough for them.
Okay.
So I'll stick there, which is interesting because that actually puts them right next to the Bears record-wise for me.
So now we have the Green Bay Packers. This one, I've kind of already set my mind on this one because I know the Packers. They're either middle of the road or they're very decent. They're not great, but they're decent. So their floor 9 and 8. Their ceiling 13.
Ceiling 13.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Do we finally have a team that we disagree on?
I'm kind of wishy-washy on them because, again, they're a team who last year they had a good year or a good record, but I don't feel like they were where they should be.
No.
They were disappointing.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to be decent, record-wise. I don't know how good they'll be.
I mean, they finished third in the division, so it does make it a little bit easier. You get to play the Cardinals. You get to play, who is it? Cardinals, Broncos,
Panthers,
and Panthers. So Panthers, easy. Cardinals,
Browns,
iffy. Broncos isn't going to be super easy. They have a tough last 4 games.
They definitely do, yeah.
Especially if the Bears are actually going to be
competitive.
Like, are they actually going to be putting up?
Are they pushing for a playoff berth? That's the next question.
Well, have they
at that point
finally ended the reign? Because you mean they broke the streak. Now can they keep it even between those two?
We'll see.
I feel like they didn't. For me, the Packers did not address the things I think they really needed to. They got some pieces. They got Matthew Golden.
Yep.
So they got a receiver. Is that really the receiver that's going to work? We'll see. But I'm kind of iffy on them. And I will say I'm going to keep their ceiling at their record from last year at 11-6. And okay. I actually... This is going to be fun. I have their floor at 7-10.
Really?
So
I know a few people who will not be happy to hear that.
I know some of my friends that are not going to be happy to hear this. They will.
Is your reason at 7-10 because of the lack of production, or is it a coaching thing? Is it a player thing?
It's the hype last year was how the season ended the year prior. The rest of the year was kind of ignored, which was really iffy. This last year, a lot of really iffy points, but you still managed to get to an 11-6. Not super convincingly, though.
No,
and
their wins were kind of
there's a lot of praise towards Jordan Love and the Packers, and I just don't think they've been that team. And I am not willing to put in the faith that they will be that team until I see it.
Yeah.
So
I've not been one to fully commit to the Jordan Love hype. I can see where the talent is. I don't think he's that good of a quarterback. There are people who put Jordan Love in their top 5, top 3 even. And I'm like, what has he proven to be up there?
He's got some clutchness to him. He does have that.
Okay.
But
what else?
that team, and again, it's not even just Jordan Love, is that team also has some significant holes. That team, defensively, was not super impressive last year. Really wasn't impressive the year before. And they're lacking on the edge. They didn't address it at all. And they're just in a really mess spot in a tough division where you have to play a tough division in the AFC North, and then you also have to go out and play the NFC East, which has 2 really good teams in the Commanders and Eagles, and then potentially the Cowboys are competitive.
Potentially.
Packers, I think they'll be able to handle the Cowboys. They usually can.
Usually.
But it's not... You're going to have to play 2 tough divisions, and you have not really provided a lot of optimism.
No. So. It's just, for me, Packers they've never been a convincing team. Whenever I think of the Packers in the playoffs, I'm like, okay, they're there. They're going to get to the division round, and that's about it. That's the farthest I see them going. They're not convincing enough that they're actually going to make a push for a Super Bowl, or let alone an NFC Championship appearance, because they still haven't, they have weapons now. Golden?
You have Golden.
They have a wide receiver 1 now, supposedly. He better be.
You really hope so.
They really hope so. So, if they don't improve, especially with all the pieces that they supposedly got to help fix the holes that they had, I'm not impressed. I'm not going to be impressed because, I don't know, Packers can be good. What do you have to show for the last, I don't know, few years? You don't have much.
I mean, again, Tucker Kraft, good tight end. Jordan Love, good quarterback. Matthew Golden, you really hope is good. The receiver room, pretty good. Josh Jacobs is probably the only one that's like he's good.
He's good.
You look at the defense. Xavier McKinney was good, but what are you doing at corner? That's another question. Is like they have so many
corners.
There are so many questions. Your pass game looks really, really soft. Or passing defense looks really soft right now.
Especially with Jair Alexander being out of the picture.
Yeah, your corner room, not super impressive. Pass rush game, not super impressive. You have Xavier McKinney up top, and that's kind of like sure, your running game could be really good, but how are you going to stop the pass?
Don't know.
And they
You just throw cheese at them.
and yet we still gave, I feel like we're giving more faith to the Packers than we even did with the Bengals, who at least have a much more electric offense than the Packers do.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
and I'm not saying like
the Packers always find a way to at least make it competitive. I don't know how they do it.
They do. They're well coached. I'll give them that.
Matt LaFleur is always good.
Yeah, it's
talent-wise, they're not as good as all the other good teams.
I think there's a lot to be desired. I think LaFleur does a really good job, and again, I think Jordan Love has a clutch gene. Josh Jacobs, I think, is a really good running back who's underappreciated.
Yes,
and
so
it's going to give you a situation where you can win games, but if you're not going to have a year where you can dilly-dally against these teams and still come out 11-6.
You have to win these games convincingly. You can't just barely tiptoe by like Cleveland or Carolina. You have to convince me that you're good.
Yeah, you have to be good because these teams are not going to let you
smoke them out of the water.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. If you want to convince me that you're good, smoke some of these teams out of the water, especially Cleveland. Please do. Don't keep it close. Don't be Pittsburgh.
And speaking of Pittsburgh, reunion with Aaron Rodgers.
This is true.
Can Jordan Love prove he's better? So we'll move along to the Vikings.
Okay.
And
what are you here?
Man, the NFC North is hard. Because really, okay. Way exceeded expectations with Sam Darnold.
You're telling me.
You expect them to be a lot better because J.J. McCarthy was supposed to be that guy. But like, are they going to be as good as 14-3? I mean, your schedule is a lot harder this year because you have to play.
How good that was, yeah.
You have to play the NFC East and the AFC North, which is harder divisions to play, and you have to play the Chargers, who probably a little bit easier, at least based off of. I think we both kind of have them a little bit easier than a little bit easier than the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that going for you. Seahawks, maybe, and they have to play the Falcons. Yeah,
they do play the Falcons,
which is also winnable. Like, they have winnable games.
They do,
but it's gonna come down to how well can you play in division. How well can this team really come together? They lost some pieces. They got some new pieces.
For me, I kind of rate them where the Bears are right now.
Really?
Yes, because J.J. McCarthy, obviously we haven't seen much from him because he hasn't played at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give them a wide range, only because I have no idea what they're going to do. So I'm going to put their floor as where the Bears were this last year at 5-12, but their ceiling, that's going to be the interesting part because I can see them with this schedule. I mean, 11 wins isn't out of the question. I mean, they can get up to 11 wins. Are they gonna? I mean, they're definitely going to compete for that division crown. Like, it's like a neck and neck and neck between the Packers, Lions, and Vikings. Bears, if they improve, like as as much as I want to believe that, if they improve, it's going to be a 4-way race for once. Like this is not going to be like one team's going to obviously be the winner, or you just have two at the top and you have the other two that's just like, okay, we just kind of suck. It's been slowly getting to that place where all 4 of the teams could possibly be competing for that number 1 spot. Obviously, we don't know what the season's going to hold. That's for us to find out later. Yeah, so 5-12, 11-6. That's kind of where I'm putting their range at, because it's very wide right now.
I will say I definitely will have a higher floor, because I'm looking at their schedule. I could see the Vikings starting 5-0. Bears week 1 on the road, Falcons week 2 at home, Bengals week 3. So September Bengals at home.
Yeah,
and then you have the Steelers and Browns. Those are 5 winnable, all at home. All those games at home except for the Bears, and then you follow that up even playing the Eagles at home. If they're good enough, that is also potentially like I could see 5-6-0. And again, it's gonna depend on how good this team actually is.
Because, like I said, I don't know what J.J. McCarthy's going to do at the professional level. We haven't seen them yet. Obviously, coaching has stayed the same. Some pieces moved out, as you said. I don't know. Like that's why I gave them such a wide range. It's just I don't know what to expect from them. I can see them doing pretty well. That's where I kind of lean towards. But also there's that possibility where they step back a lot, especially from this last year.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to repeat a 14-3 season with Sam Darnold and expect some similar results with J.J. McCarthy off his first year technically starting. I mean, I don't expect him to be like Jaden Daniels or C.J. Stroud his official first year, him starting. I don't know. So
yeah, I mean, again, I don't think it's going to be that 14-3 because I think the reason why the NFC North the records were so inflated was because of those, of how their schedule matched up. Again, This year you have AFC North and NFC East. That's a tough 2 divisions to play. I think last year was a lot easier.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting it to be a little bit lower. Mm-hmm. I do think J.J. McCarthy can do really well because of 2 reasons. And it's the same reason why Kirk Cousins and Sam Darnold did well.
Yep.
KOC, maybe one of the best quarterback head coaches in the league. And then number 2 would be Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now, admittedly, they will be missing Jordan Addison for a little bit due to his suspension. But, again...
I mean, I'm sold for it being like a 4-way race. But there's always going to be that one team that, doesn't do as well as people think they will. Because that's what happened this last year. I mean, that first 6-game stretch where we had the Bears, the Packers, the Lions, and the Vikings doing really well, and then the Bears fell off a cliff.
Eberflus.
Dang it, Eberflus. Well, nobody really liked him anyways as a coach.
Yeah.
So I don't expect too much.
This is gonna be fun because my records are gonna line up. They're gonna overlap a lot. But I do have this as for the Vikings. Sorry. 8-9 is their floor.
Oh boy.
And their ceiling at 11-6. So that means that I have the Bears at 7-10 to 11-6.
Oh my gosh.
The Lions from 8-9 to 12-5. Mm-hmm. The Packers from 7-10 to 11-6. And the Vikings from 8-9 to 11-6. I think this is going to be a jumbled mess. But I think this is also given the fact that I think some teams are going to be down at 7-8 wins, and some teams are going to be at 12 to 11.
Okay.
So it's not going to be literally a bunch of 10-win teams.
No. Who do you think would be the tiebreakers? Because for me, if I went off of mine, if I had it correctly,
So
I think it's Lions were first for me. I think it was. Well, if I'm including their range, Bears and Vikings would probably be interchangeable, but I think it'd be Lions, Packers, and then probably Vikings and then Bears.
Yeah, so again, basically how I'm doing it is I have the records where they're at. I still have where I think they're going to finish fixed out in my head. I can see this being a Vikings year for the North, but I do have the Lions on top, who they were the sole team I had at 12-5. And then after that, I do... Oh, boy. I do have the Bears in third. I have the Packers in second still. Well, okay, no, this is not true. I have the Lions in first.
Okay.
I have... I don't like that I'm giving them this. I am giving the Packers second.
Okay.
The Vikings third and the Bears fourth.
Okay.
So, it looks pretty similar. Switch Vikings and Packers. But it could so easily be any order. Lions is easy to favor at the top,
Especially recency bias.
but 2 through 4 could literally be any of them. Bears are the only ones that feel comfortable saying they could be. I could see the Vikings being in last. Saying the Packers being in last seems like blasphemy, but also at the same time,
It's possible.
with what I've seen, with that 7-10 floor,
It's possible.
I'm gonna put the Packers in second though, the Vikings in third, just because we know a little bit more about Jordan Love, and I think Jordan Love will do enough, but it's gonna be close. Like, this could be 2-3 way tiebreaker close.
Yeah. I like a good competitive division. So I could definitely see that, especially at the top.
Our standings ended up the same ending.
They ended up the same way. It's just you have a different way of viewing it than I do. Well, thank you all for joining us on these NFC North predictions. We're really hoping for a 4-way competition, but you know how things are. One of them is bound to fall off a cliff. Bears from last year. But a very exciting division to look forward to. I'm excited to see who ends up in first and who ends up in last, because we don't know. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next episode. See ya.
Bye-bye.